This is a sickness sense which reveals the degradation of the city of Sodom, the name that has uh, been put on this sin from that day to this is sodomy. Apparently, there was no attempt made in the city of Sodom to have a church for this crowd or to tell them that they were all right in spite of the fact that they practiced this thing. May I say to you that the Word of God is specific on this, and you cannot tone it down. Sodomy is an awful sin. When this man Lot had gone down into the city of Sodom, he did not realize what kind of city it was. I'm sure of that. He got down there and found out that perversion was the order of the day. And he brought up his children, his sons, and his daughters in this atmosphere. When he earlier had pitched his tent towards Sodom, he had looked down there and had seen the lovely streets and the boulevards and the parks and the public buildings, and he had seen the folk as they were on the outside, but he had not seen what they really were. Sin of the city is so great that God is now going to judge it. God is going to destroy the city. In fact, all through the Bible, the city represents sin, and uh, we need to take a lesson from that. We need to avoid cities. That's why I live out in the country on 2.05 acres with no neighbors except across the street. But anyway, let's draw a sharp line here. There is a new attitude towards sin today. There is a great area where sin is not really as black as we once thought it was. The church has compromised until it is pitiful. In Southern California, we have a church made up of those who are homosexuals. And lo and behold, they all admit that the pastor of the church is one also. We have one right here in Berea, at a town, right? A city. That's why you avoid cities. I wouldn't want to live inside the city limits of Berea, uh, even though it's a little city like Zoar, as we're going to see. May I say unto you, the lesson of Sodom and Gomorrah is a lesson that this of this generation. God is not accepting this kind of church. The idea today seems to be that you can become a child of God and continue in sin. God says that is impossible. You cannot do that. And the city of Sodom is an example of that fact. Paul asks the question, shall we continue in sin that grace may abound? And the answer is God forbid. And let it not be. See Romans chapter 6, verses 1 and 2. The idea that you can be a Christian and go in sin is a tremendous mistake, especially to make light of it as a judge is being done in this particular case. This is what they were doing in Sodom and Gomorrah, and God destroyed these cities. Don't say that we have a primitive view of God in Genesis, but that we have a better one today. Don't argue that, after all, Jesus received sinners. He sure did, but when he got through with them, he had changed them. The harlot who came to him was no longer in that business. When she came to God, she changed. That is the thing that happens to other sinners. A publican came to him and he left the seat of customs. He gave up that which was crooked when he came to the Lord. If you have come to Christ, you will be changed. Many people write and try to explain to me that we are living in a new day, and I need to wake up. My friend, we are living in a new day, but it just happens to be Sodom and Gomorrah all over again. And that concludes